New Yorkers have been adamant that law enforcement and prosecutors like District Attorney Alvin Bragg do something to stop the violence there. But while he's indicting former President Trump, some House Republicans are trying to put Bragg in the hot seat. The House Judiciary Committee held a hearing to discuss the crime crisis. Chairman Jim Jordan insisting Bragg's focus is off prosecuting Mr. Trump instead of prosecuting repeat offenders. Democrats say the victims of violent crime in Manhattan hearing was a political stunt to protect Mr. Trump.
One of Mr. Bragg's first actions upon taking office in January of 2022 was to put out a memo that directed his assistant district attorneys not to prosecute certain crimes, including trespassing and resisting arrest. The memo also stated that armed robberies should not be prosecuted as felonies. Instead, they were to be considered as misdemeanor larceny unless someone was shot during the course of the robbery.
Several victims testifying during that hearing, including Madeline Brame, whose son, Hassan Correa, a veteran and father, shown in this photo, was stabbed to death in Harlem back in 2018. One of his attackers struck a plea deal with Manhattan prosecutors. One was let off the hook on time served. Madeline chairs the Victims' Rights Council. She's with me right now. Madeline? No, it's okay. We drop our phones here all the time. It's totally understandable. I hope you're okay. You okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
You're like, I'm thinking of my mother if she had to wake up and do a Zoom.
It was a good catch. It was a good catch. It slipped right off.
Well, you're quick with it. You're quick with the reflexes. I do want to say
thank you so much.
Oh, of course. So sorry for the loss of your son. And obviously, no mother wants to see her child murdered. What do you say to Democrats who believe the hearing like the one you testified in on Monday is a stunt?
Well, Democrats absolutely know that it's not a stunt. All right. If they really listen to the testimony, especially the ones that live north of 96th Street, up in Harlem, up in the Bronx, up in Brooklyn, in Queens, they know that it's absolutely not a stunt. That every word that was described of what's happening with the runaway crime and the complete lawlessness in our community is the truth. Okay, no one needs to make that. You can't make that kind of stuff up. You just can't. You know, they would like us to believe that we're just imagining things in our perception and not believe our lying eyes. But unfortunately, people who live in these communities that happen to be predominantly Democrat, okay, we absolutely know that it wasn't staged. It wasn't political. It is the truth. We see this. We witness it every single day. So therein lies the problem. All right? Therein lies the problem because we continue to vote the same way over and over again, knowing that it is the problem.
And a lot of times the Democratic Party has ascribed to better represent minority communities. Do you believe that's still true?
You know, I am a 40-year Democrat, all right? Until I recently changed party affiliation to the Conservative Party because I saw myself not being able to continue to give my vote away for nothing in return. But it's a customary thing. Voting Democrat in my community is a customary thing. It's a generational thing. We're conditioned to vote Democrat no matter what. And we see nothing in return for our votes.
So you're feeling fed up. You're feeling fed up. You're feeling
absolutely
disrespected, and you're feeling insulted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, taken advantage of. You know, the vote completely taken for granted. You know, and this is for generations, for decades, decade after decade. We still have dilapidated housing. We still have failing schools. We still have runaway crime, poverty, you know, unemployment. So what are we getting? You know, why do we continue to vote the same way when we're not getting nothing in return for our vote? I mean, what do we have to lose by doing something different?
Let me ask you one more question. Let me ask you one more question with all due respect. Do you believe that DA Bragg is off base?
Off base? Off base is not the word. He is completely out of order. Completely out of order. He's in the wrong line of business. He has no business being a prosecutor, period. Period. You know, he is completely violating his oath of office.
Madeline
He's
Brame.
not doing anything. He is not doing anything his job description describes. Nothing. We're paying him for nothing.
All right, Madeline Brame, thank you for your conversation and your passion. And again, our condolences for the loss of your son 5 years ago in New York City. Have a wonderful day, okay?
You too. Thanks.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.